Good evening. Welcome to Brass Tacks. I'm Zakka. Jacob. At the outset, from me and the entire CNN News 18 team, we wish our viewers in India and around the world a very happy and prosperous Diwali. On National Unity Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Gujarat. He echoed Mohan Bhagwat, the RSS chief, and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath when he accused some within the opposition of misinterpreting the intent of unity. The phrase that the Prime Minister used was "Ek hai to safe hai." This will also be misinterpreted, he said. He accused his critics and people who he called folks of the urban Naxals alliance. That's the way he put it. He accused them of weakening national unity. This is similar to what Yogi Adityanath had said about Batenge to Katenge. It was, of course, echoed by the RSS chief, Mohan Bhagwat. The opposition, though, is not convinced of the government's intent or its slogan, just as they have been questioning the commitment of the Modi government to one of its avowed principles, which is to one nation, one election. So then the question is, who exactly is muddying the intent of unity on National Unity Day? But first, the story of what the Prime Minister said and the opposition's reaction to it.
लोग देश को तोड़ना चाहते हैं, जो लोग समाज को बांटना चाहते हैं, उन्हें देश की एकता अखर रही। हमें ऐसे लोगों से, ऐसी विचारों से, ऐसी प्रवृत्ति से, ऐसी वृत्ति से पहले से भी ज्यादा सावधान होने की जरूरत है।
It is impossible. One nation, one election, impossible.
लाख भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग प्रयास करें देश को टूटने का, बांटने का और डिवाइड एंड रूल की पॉलिसी अख्तियार करने का, वो चलने वाला नहीं है। देश महान है, महान रहेगा।
All right, so who is muddying the waters? Who is disturbing the sense of unity, the message of unity? Ek rahenge to safe rahenge. Pradeep Bhandari, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Kailash Adhikari, political analyst, and Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, is also joining us. Sujata Paul, let me start with you. The Prime Minister said what would be described as a perfectly reasonable statement, Ek rahenge to safe rahenge. I don't think he named any particular caste or community or even a political party. He simply said, and it was a clarion call to all Indians, if we remain united, we will remain safe. What is wrong with that?
After so many years of independence, we are still talking about एक है तो safe है. अरे बाबा, एक था मोदी जी, ऐसा हिस्ट्री में ना कहलाया जाए. इस कारण से मोदी जी को ये कहना पड़े, and that too on एकता दिवस. So एक था मोदी हो जाएगा after some years. But एक है तो safe है is basically because it's basically a political rhetoric that he is indulging in. It is basically to remind people of the nationalism agenda of Mr. Modi, which has been forgotten by everybody, because the nation is one. And nationalism has always been there in our hearts. But Mr. Modi, in his political rhetoric, from Congress Mukta Bharat to now saying ek rahenge to safe rahenge, somebody saying batenge to katenge, clearly shows that after 10 years of his misrule, misgovernance, he has to build a new notion of Mr. Modi, which is not working. Secondly, he's trying to set a false narrative, because this whole thing about wish for Guru that he had projected to the nation has fallen flat on the face, because it is the wish which he has been spreading. We were always one. We as a country have always stayed united. But it is Mr. Modi's fear that he is trivializing this entire thing. And last point, his religious agenda has also failed, because after Ayodhya it was Badrinath and now it will be Kedarnath, which will go out of his hands, that is the BJP's hands.
Okay, let me ask Pradeep Bhandari. So, Pradeep Bhandari, the contention by the opposition is that this is similar to what Yogi Adityanath said, what Mohan Bhagwat said, ki batenge tu katenge. Well, there was no community named, but it was clearly a clarion call to all Hindus, because the Hindu vote, this is your analysis of the Lok Sabha election results, the Hindu vote had split, particularly the Dalit vote had moved away from the BJP in some places, which is why batenge to katenge, and now the Prime Minister is echoing that by saying ek rahenge to safe rahenge. This is some kind of a dog whistle is what the opposition is saying.
Well, first of all, Shubh Deepavali to all your viewers from my side and my family side. Sujata forgot to wish people Deepavali, so I believe that first of all I should wish your viewers Deepavali. That is point number one. Point number two, today we are also celebrating the Rashtriya Ekta Divas, and the man, the unity person is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And yes, we need the clarion call for unity, because for 70 years the Congress party practiced communal politics, and I will just reiterate it with a small excerpt. So MKK Nair was the IS officer in 1947, and he wrote a book called With No Ill Feelings to Anybody, where he described how Sardar Patel, the Iron Man of India, was humiliated by Mr. Nehru, and he was, in Mr. Nehru, called Sardar Patel a blatant communalist, a complete communalist. These are not my words. This is exactly verbatim quoted by the IS officer MKK Nair, 1947, in his book With No Ill Feelings to Anybody. And after that, Mr. Nehru, Mr. Patel did not attend a single cabinet meeting of Jawaharlal Nehru. For 70 years, for 50 years, 40 years, the Congress party did not even give Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Bharat Ratna. Not just that, it was Mr. Nehru who opposed Sardar Patel's action of unification, where he acted on Nizam of Hyderabad, who was on the verge of splitting away from the Indian Union. So we celebrate the Iron Man of India. We celebrate unity. This is the trajectory of the Congress party, which I reiterated to you with a small excerpt of what was the premise of the formation of the Congress party. Now, please look at it, Zakka. No sane person will have any problem in the slogan of unity. Now, if we talk about unity of Bharat can only happen when the unity of Hindus is a cardinal essentiality of it, because Hindus are majority, they are more than 100 crore. So if the Congress party can practice appeasement for political purpose, I believe for nation's good, we can at least talk about unity, where the unity of Hindus is absolutely important. We could have been, you could charge us of being communal. Had in our public policy, we would have differentiated based on religious criteria, which is not the scenario. And I will end in the last 10 seconds to just tell you our commitment to nation versus the Congress party's commitment to nation. 2014 Prime Minister in Siachen with the Jawans. 15, he is again with the Jawans. In 16, he is in Lahore with the Jawans. In 17, he is in Gurez with the Jawans. In 18, he is in Chamoli with the Jawans. In 19, in Rajouri with the Jawans. In 20, Jaisalmer with Rajan. With the Jawans. 21, he is in Naushera with the Jawans. 22nd, in 2022, he is in Kargil with the Jawans. In 2023, he is again with the Jawans. And now he is in Kutch with the Jawans. That is what we talk about unity, because it's our army which keeps this country united and integral. Whereas Mr. Rahul Gandhi, where is he? God knows where.
So let me ask Rashid Kidwai. So the Prime Minister has spent every Diwali since he took office in 2014 with our Jawans. Today, from the ramparts of Kutch, he gave this clarion call, and again I reiterate, he didn't name any community, any caste, any particular denomination, not even any political party. He simply said, "Ek rahenge to safe rahenge." Why should this be seen as some kind of communal call? Why should this not be seen as a rallying cry for all Indians to come together? And also to the point that Pradeep Bhandari is making, this is what BJP says time and again when the Congress and others accuse them of divide and rule, is that when it comes to Labharti schemes, when it comes to welfare programs of the government, there is no divide and rule. Everybody gets an equal share.
Thank you, Zakka, and a very happy Diwali to you, to all my fellow panelists and countrymen. See, political parties political leaders in India tend to speak something and imply something else. It is very evident in Mr. Modi's case also, not particularly this remark, but if you look at this Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and you see the level of political participation or political empowerment some of the minorities have had in past 10 years, the number of Muslim MLAs and parliamentarians in terms of Lok Sabha is falling constantly. The number of, and it's a complicated relationship, but the number of Muslim MLAs and MPs in the BJP are negligible. They are none actually. So this is also a thing when we say "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas" or a unity. The projection is very clear, and you cannot find fault. But it is the application of it to say that people are getting labharti is a wrong way of interpreting it, because that has got to do with we are a constitutional democracy. Governments, individuals, prime ministers, chief ministers are oath bound constitutionally to have one set of laws for all citizens. But those who do not vote for the BJP, they are constantly sort of mocked,
No, but
attacked.
Rashid, tell me this. Rahul Gandhi constantly says we will do caste census. There are no OBCs who are secretaries. We will increase the reservation limit above 50%. Is that not divide and rule?
Not
Is
at
that
all.
not
Let the
batenge and
BJP
katenge?
No, how is it? How is it decisive? Can Mr. Pradeep Bhandari say that he is against caste census? The BJP has been maintaining silence on the issue of caste census. Why can't they say that we don't want caste census? And to say this, katenge to batenge, as you yourself explained, that was it was against the spirit of constitution. So what the BJP does it's a very clever way of going about. They say things and be completely different. And that is why I'm saying that
Okay.
this is little problematic. To say that Congress has not done it is also the wrong. Congress also has a very checkered history. But the
Pradeep,
BJP is
so
following.
just because
And last thing
Congress
about Sardar
is
Patel.
doing it does not excuse you from doing it. He is saying that why don't you take a straight position and say that if you are saying batenge to katenge, then say straight away you're against caste census. Everybody is united. There should not be any caste division. Boliye na.
Zakka, there is a difference between representation and domination. The intention of the Congress party is to divide the Hindu society purely on the basis of caste line. Our intention is to provide social good based on representation of caste. There is a very nuanced difference. This is why the Congress party will not speak about caste in the Muslim community, where there are plethora of castes. So if Mr. Rashid Kindwai wants to advocate caste census, he should say that yes, he is also in favor of finding out the social empowerment in various castes in the Muslim community. He cannot have a blind eye on that principle on that point, number one. Number two, I do not advocate the principle of Muhammad Ali Jinnah before independence, which was about separate electorate for the Muslims. I do not believe in that. We as a party believe that any individual across caste or religious line should get a chance to fight elections, and we do not look at the jati. Our Prime Minister's jati are four, which is Garib, Yuva, Kisan and Mahila, which is categorically.
So why don't you give tickets to Muslims, Pradeep? You don't give
we
tickets to
have
Muslims.
No, if you remember, Zakka, Mr. Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, he was a union minister. There are a plethora of individuals from the Muslim community who are doing very well in the Bharatiya Janata Party.
What about now?
And this is also despite the
What about
community
now?
not voting.
Oh, one second, ma'am. I'm coming to you. Let him finish.
Yes. Sujata, relax. I'll tell you the difference. Sanatan is called as dengue, malaria, AIDS. Is that not divisive? The Shakti is attacked. There is an attack on Shakti, a decisive attack on Shakti. Is that not divisive? Please tell me, calling mandirs as institutions of chhed-chhat, is that not divisive? If calling Prabhu Sri Ram's grand Ayodhya Ram Mandir event as, some type of a spectacle, Bollywood spectacle, and giving a eulogy related to a Bollywood spectacle, is that not divisive? Why is it the Congress party always attacks the Hindu? And we are talking about unity. What is the problem in ek rahenge to safe kahenge? Only communal individuals can have a problem and can look at it from a communal lens.
So Sujata, respond before I go to Kailash after that, because he's been waiting patiently. So Sujata, Paul, I mean, your own allies said Sanatan is like dengue and malaria and it needs to be eradicated, and you said nothing.
Of course, we did. And we condemn that statement. But when you're talking about the caste census, the Bharatiya Janata Party is not going to be able to say that they agree to it or they don't. No, you don't. Because if you did, you would
You've
have
not
had the
released it in
census by now.
Karnataka, Sujata.
Don't speak in between. Mr. Rajnath Singh had stood up in Parliament and said
Not released
that
in
there would be a
Karnataka.
caste census, and it hasn't happened till now. Now, what is this thing about we are going to provide social good and we are doing it according to the caste? Are you doing it according to the caste when you don't know how many people of which caste are present in the country? What are you doing? But the fact is that when you talk about castes and Muslims, are you talking about which castes are going to be helped and which castes are not going to be helped by the BJP? Because you are not helping anybody in the minorities. For you,
Do you
A
support
is
caste
only
census
Mr.
in the
Modi.
Muslim
Don't
community,
speak in
Sujata?
between.
Yes or no?
You are Mr. Prime
Like the
Minister
Hindu
is not
community,
the
you
Prime
advocated
Minister
caste
of
census. Do you
everybody.
support it in the
proved
Muslim
it.
community?
You have proved
Give your
that
official
he is not
stand
the
on it.
Prime Minister of the poor, of
Okay.
Give an
the
official
young,
stand
of
on
the
it. If you
Kisan,
are
of the
so
women.
explicit in having a caste census in the Hindus, what is your opinion on the caste
That
census in the
religion
Muslim
belongs to
community?
people who
let
worship
me
the
let me let me let me
non-biological
calm
Prime
down
Minister.
temperatures a
He
bit.
is the Prime Minister.
After all it
He
is
is the
Diwali,
Prime Minister.
Sujata
You
Didi.
did not tell him to
Let's
stop
let's
speaking in
tone it
between.
down a notch. Let's go to
Mr.
Kailash.
Jacobs.
Let's go to Kailash Adhikari.
No,
One
no,
second.
let me
One
complete
second.
things.
One second,
He
ma'am.
is
One
the
second.
Prime
Please,
Minister.
please. Let me go to Kailash. Kailash, so there is a political factor to it, and there is, of course, the message of unity. The political factor is, and these are, this is the political reality of what happened in Lok Sabha 2024, whether it is in Maharashtra, whether it is in Uttar Pradesh. There is evidence to show from the post-poll surveys that a section of the Dalits, a section of the STs moved away from the BJP for whatever reason they moved away. It could be, some clip was morphed and circulated. It was this whole campaign of, if Modi gets 400, he will take away reservations, whatever reason. I don't want to get into that reason. But the data is there. The data shows that a section of Dalits and STs moved away from the BJP, and therefore the BJP's numbers reduced from 303 to 240. Some correction happened in Haryana, and therefore they won Haryana. Now, if to correct that, the call that's been given first by Yogi Adityanath, then echoed by Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, and today echoed by the Prime Minister in the words that he used, "Ek rahenge to safe rahenge," if that is the political cloak that the BJP has found to make sure that its vote is not divided, its vote share is not divided, then how would you find fault to that? After all, the opposition parties are also pandering to minority sentiments, minorities as a whole.
Zakka, firstly, happy Diwali to everyone at CNN News 18, as well as to all our viewers and to my co-panelists. Secondly, on the particular topic, Honorable Prime Minister's address on the National Unity Day in Gujarat. I mean, why are we linking it to any kind of politics? I don't understand. A, it is a momentous occasion, auspicious occasion of Diwali. Secondly, National Unity Day, where we are remembering Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, who naturally played a very key role, and we all know about the fact in national integration after India's independence in 1947. Otherwise, we would all be divided into separate princely states. We all know history about that. Secondly, Honorable Prime Minister's message is very clear on the lines of unity of a particular nation. Zakka, we all know since the past 2 years, the kind of geopolitical tensions that the world is seeing, be it Russia, Ukraine, or be it Iran, Israel, there could be separate reasons for it. But naturally, when he speaks of the fact that the entire world is looking towards India as a beacon of hope, naturally, unity is strength and supreme in those particular point of times. And if we talk about various, one nation, one election, one nation, one tax with GST, or with Aadhaar, one nation, one identity, then what's wrong in that? I mean, the simple message that the Honorable Prime Minister is giving is that, we should not be divided on such basis where we weaken our society. It is time that we rise above that. And as Indians, for first, we should come and be united. It is only on that plank that as a nation, we'll stand united and the strength will show. And if there is any foreign power, or if there is any malicious internal power that is aiming to weakening of India, then that is not what we are aiming for. We do not let those forces win.
So Pradeep, when we celebrate National Unity Day and when we are celebrating Sardar Patel, why don't you also tell the viewers that it's the same Sardar Patel on 4th of February 1948, right after the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, banned the RSS for 18 months. And this is the letter that he wrote to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. And I quote, one second, I quote, to root out the forces of hate and violence that are at work in our country and imperil the freedom of the nation and darken her fair name. That is the reason that Sardar Patel banned the RSS for 18 months. And today you're celebrating him as and his birth as National Unity Day.
Well, that is a settled chapter, Zakka, because there was a certain amount of Mr. Nehru had a conspiracy, and finally Mr. Nehru also had invited Sardar RSS
really?
at the one of the
Golwalkar
at
and
the
One second,
Independence Day, and
Sujata,
it's a see, Zakka, it's a settled chapter. I would request you to read the Madhya Pradesh High Court verdict in 2017 on what the opinion of the High Court and the Honorable Courts has been on RSS, where they've called that it was huge delay that government servants were not allowed to participate in RSS events. So it's a settled chapter. I can also quote you another letter after the ban was lifted, how Sardar Patel had written to the RSS chief at that time and said that there was certain information which he was privy to, which was found to be false. That's why the ban was lifted. And it is Mrs. Indira Gandhi had also called Veer Savarkar as a great patron and a great patriot of India. Now look at this panel. Look at this
one
panel.
second, ma'am, one second, one at a time. What is this? Come on.
Sujata Patel,
One at a time.
Sujata Paul, just 2 points. Sujata Paul, half-paid on the show, did not speak one word about Sardar Patel because Mr. Nehru hated Sardar Patel. Mr. Nehru did not even allow a memorial to be constructed on Sardar Patel posthumously, about which Dr. Rajendra Prasad wrote. And let me quote Dr. Rajendra Prasad. And when Dr. Rajendra Prasad said, let me quote Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad said, and he said that let us not forget that the freedom set, the nation building progress, it was Sardar Patel who had contributed equally, not less compared to others.
Okay, no. 1 second. This is not helping. This is not helping either of your political parties or our viewers getting a better understanding of the issue at hand. So one at a time. Pradeep, finish. Yes, Pradeep, finish, and then after that. Yeah, Pradeep, finish, and then after that, Sujata Paul. Please, Sujata Paul, do not interject like this. It's. No. I will come to you. You please respond when I come to you. No, I will come to you. You respond when I come to you. You can't interject like this. Sorry. If you're going to interject, then I'm going to remove you from the screen. Sujata Paul, please. Pradeep Bhandari. Pradeep Bhandari will first speak, and then you will interject when I come to you. Yes.
I have just 2 points, Zakka. I would advise the viewers to read the Madhya Pradesh High Court order on RSS. It is as explicit as possible on any nationalist and patriotic organization, number one. Number two, look at the debate. Sujata Paul did not wish your viewers on Deepavali. Sujata Paul could not say one word about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. She casually remarked, and that was not the core of her argument. This tells you how Congress party treats Sardar Patel, and I will end in the next 10 seconds, and she can go on and speak for the next 1 minute. I will not interrupt on him. Please read Dr. Rajendra Prasad's letter when Sardar Patel ji had passed away, how Mr. Nehru did not even ensure that a memorial was constructed for Sardar Patel ji posthumously, and it was the Congress party which opposed the Sardar Patel statue of unity in Gujarat.
Now Sujata Paul respond. No, Sujata Paul, one second. You constantly cite how Sardar Patel was a congressman, a home minister, somebody who banned the RSS, etc. But the same Sardar Patel is the one who lifted the ban on the RSS after a year and a half.
Nice. Yes, Zakka, and do you know the conditions that he laid on the RSS? He told Mr. Golwalkar categorically that they had to hoist the tricolour on their Reshim Bagh headquarters, which they did till the death of Sardar Patel. After that, they stopped. Sardar Patel told them that they had to respect the constitution and not speak a word against it. Sardar Patel also laid down another condition on them that they would not become part of politics, and that is why they could never indulge in politics, because Sardar Patel had laid down these conditions. Now he is speaking. You will not stop him.
No, one second. No, but he has a legitimate question. You didn't give Sardar Patel a Bharat Ratna till, I think, 1990.
He was given the Bharat Ratna, right? You are not going to decide who is going to get it when.
Nehruji got
it
Bharat
is a
Ratna
procedure. Just because he was given it later does not mean that you stop respecting him. But I am amazed at the BJP spokesperson saying that you did not wish people on Diwali. Well, how I wish people on Diwali is not for you to see. How I go out or meet people or what I do, I'm not going to discuss it here because you all are fake and you just do a pomp and show off everything.
Rashid, ma'am, it's a simple happy Deepavali. I mean, it's not that hard. Why do you have to bring BJP and Pradeep and how they wish people? Anyway, let me give the closing comment to Rashid and then Kailash. Rashid, so the point is this. The point is, there's a clear double standard here. When Congress party asks for caste census, removing the ceiling of 50% reservation when it says, there are no OBC secretaries, so on and so forth. Somehow nobody says, oh, this is the language of divide and rule. But when Mr. Adityanath says, batenge to katenge, that is communal. When Prime Minister says, ek rahenge to safe rahenge, that is somehow divisive. I mean, that's a double standard. That's an open, hypocritical double standard.
Zakka, we must understand that political parties and political individuals, whether it's in the ruling party or the opposition, they always do this, double talk, double speak. They mean something and they speak something else. So you see, you look at about the way my friend Pradeep Bhandari was talking about Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel died before first general elections were held. Sardar Patel's daughter was given 2 or 3 terms by the Congress party in Nehru's lifetime, Indira Gandhi's lifetime. To get a Bharat Ratna was not a big deal. Mahatma Gandhi till date has not got, and so many other illustrious people have not got Bharat Ratna. So basically,
no, but eventually he got Bharat Ratna in 1991.
Yeah, so big deal. Sardar Patel, in that
and same was the case with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, by the way.
Saying it. So you are giving a lot of importance to Bharat Ratna because over the years, in the initial 4-5 decades, Bharat Ratna was not a big deal. I can go on and
name Rashid, the issue is not the Bharat Ratna. Forget about the fact that it is the highest civilian honor in this country. Leave that aside. The fact that no non-Nehru, non-Gandhi recipient in the Congress party got it. I mean, Dr. Ambedkar did not get it till, again, I think the early 90s.
I say Mahatma Gandhi have not got it till date.
Okay.
And to say that Nehru gave it to himself, I have written extensively. Dr. Narendra Prasad wrote that he was doing an unconstitutional thing without the consent or information of Nehru. He had told the cabinet to confer Bharat Ratna to Nehru. This is there in collected works of Narendra Prasad.
Okay.
Mr. Pradeep Bhandari can read it. But anyway, the entire debate is...
Pradeep is showing something on the phone.
One nation, one country.
Pradeep is showing
one nation, one election.
something on the phone, yeah. What is that?
1,400...
You have to read it out, Pradeep.
I'm just saying Mr. Kewadiya is, fighting, opposing my views as if he is belonging to the opposite point of view. But if I take his logic forward, then please ask him why did Indira Gandhi also give herself a Bharat Ratna? Come on, if you have, at one time you say that Bharat Ratna is the highest excellence award, and now Mr. Kewadiya is saying that Bharat Ratna dena koi badi baat nahi hoti hai. How can you have that argument, Mr. Kewadiya? I think you need to have the same principle.
Okay, we're going over. We have to leave it at that. Thank you very much. Let me once again wish all of you, all our panelists, all our viewers, a very happy Diwali. Let's try and unite. Least of all, it is National Unity Day, so there should not be a reason more than that for us to come together. Let's leave the politics aside for at least one day, if we possibly can.